Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode number 254 of the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media. It's been a while since we have talked to our good friend Miguel Rojas. So, hello, Miggy Ro. How are you?
Everything is good, Rosie. How are you, man?
I am doing great. First of all, I believe some congratulations are in order. We noticed on, I think it was your social media, where you put out your little gold card last month. So what is it? Is that, how many years of service time is that in big league circles?
So for the gold card, after the year 8 of service time, you get the card. And this card is kind of unlimited pass to any baseball game that you want to go. In the future, after you retire, you can go with a guest to any baseball game around the country. You can watch any baseball game without paying for a ticket, just because you service MLB for more than 8 years. And I'm really excited because I think I can use it to take my son and my daughter after I'm done playing. I have other plans. I think they're going to be able to come to the ballpark anyways because I'm going to be coaching somewhere. I don't know where's that going to be, but at the end of the day, it's a really good feeling when you get the card and you get to receive it. And it's kind of like another way to tell yourself like you made it throughout all this time and throughout up and downs and all that. And that was the first thing that I got this year. And then a couple weeks later, I actually get the 10-year service time.
I think it's awesome. And I imagine for you, it was probably a little bit emotional from the standpoint of it took you a while to get to the bigs, right? You didn't get there until your mid to late 20s. And so the fact that you now have made it, 8+ years and are well on your way to maybe 10 years, that's got to be a tremendous feeling for you, right?
Yeah, man, I can even describe with words what being in the league for so long means to me. It's one of the things is getting to the big leagues and getting the opportunity to play, for an organization like the Dodgers when I got called up, But at that time, if I go back to 2014, I don't really see myself playing more than 8 years. It's really hard to make it to the big leagues and to get here at 24 years old. I didn't see my path like being this way. Everything started to happen, and for me, it's a privilege that I can say that I did everything in my power to stay in the game for this long. And at the same time, it's gratification for all the work that you put in, the family, the people who are behind you, people who support you along the way. It's not easy to get to the big leagues at 24 and just like this, having a 11+ years career.
So a tip of the cap to you, my friend. And the journey that you have had the opportunity to play with some fantastic players, future Hall of Famers, award winners, whether that's in Miami or now here in Los Angeles yet again. We've talked about Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts, but the fact that you were on the field there when Shohei Ohtani becomes the 6th member of the 40-40 club, did you take a step back and be like, this is freaking amazing. I'm going to be able to tell my grandkids I played with this dude?
Yeah, that's something that I have to check myself up every single day. When I get to the ballpark, when I walk in the clubhouse and I see just Shohei Ohtani sitting there on his locker, going through his routines, seeing that he's another human being, it's different. It's crazy because us in the clubhouse, we see a different personality. Everybody see this worldwide kind of hero, for everybody. Everybody wants to come watch Shohei take batting practice or just walk around. And you get to see him every single day. He's tired. He's happy. He's sad. He's going through the emotions. You see him when he gets mad in the cage. Stuff like that is what kind of really, I have to keep myself in check to see that every single day because he's one of the best players that ever gonna play the game. I'm talking about the greatest of all time. And I think he already the greatest just because of the things that he's doing, and he continues to get better. Imagine what he can do with all the information that he's getting with this organization and the analytic part. You see the stolen base, you see the batting average creeping up, right? Because like he have never been like a 300 hitter in the big leagues. Now he's pretty close to that, and he was like surpassing that. But obviously, like major league seasons, you go up and down. But right now, he's really close to be a triple crown. He's got 40 bases plus he haven't been caught that many times. So I feel like all the information and all the things that he's getting from an organization like the Dodgers is going to just put him in another level, which I think is going to work for him too on the pitching side next year and hopefully the years to come. So it's really scary to talk about this with you guys when I can see the inside of being with Shohei Ohtani every single day, because the guy is not just a, a public figure that everybody wants to see. He really likes to play baseball. He really likes to get better every single day. So for me, that's why it's crazy that I got the opportunity to play alongside with him. But at the same time, seeing how he prepares, how he goes about his business, how he's learning, even though he got 6 or 7 years in the league already. So I feel like that's the most um, satisfying part about being next to the best.
So on the day that he went 40-40 with the walk-off grand slam, you kind of took center stage in the celebration, dumping the water on him and everything. Have you guys developed a really special relationship over the last several months?
Yeah, I would say yes. I would say I consider him a friend and more than a teammate. I could say that the ever since spring training when I remember I got the little detail with him and Yamamoto about this bottle of wine with a little card, Then seeing him like posting this card on his locker throughout the whole spring training, so he didn't just throw it away. He put it on his locker and he kept it there for the whole spring training. Hopefully he enjoyed the bottle of wine as well. But it was just a present for him and Yamamoto to feel like they're welcome to the organization. Plus, every single day when he do something or I do something, like we really get like really emotional. Like every single time we get like these new um, celebrations, we always find something to do, and this picture that you're showing right now is going viral in Japan right now. So I getting more attention from the Japanese media even than the American media right now. It's because of him, and it's because of the figure that he is over there, over here, Latin America. So yeah, the relationship is been real. And I'm not trying to force it. He's not trying to force it. It's just like something that is been happening throughout the year, just because we respect each other and we really enjoy being with each other in the same team.
So wait a second, is that his little dog? Is that
That's
is that
decoy.
yeah, decoy. Okay.
Yeah, because it used to be just like we do like hands like this, and then we do like a high five, and then he started doing the decoy. Because he loves his dog, and so might as well have to do it too.
Yeah. No. Well, listen,
Yeah.
you're smart to hitch your wagon to the whole, Japanese media thing, dude. Your social media numbers are going to go through the roof if you keep doing that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not looking for that. I will never play for likes or followers or whatever. But what is really nice is to get recognition like worldwide just because you play with a player like him. That's
Uh-huh.
what Shohei Ohtani means to baseball. Is you're playing for a team that is already like really big on the whole world. Like everybody knows the Dodgers. And then on top of that, you're playing with a player like Shohei that is a guy who's posting every single day. He's coming to the ballpark to play, and he's doing like 40 things.
Well,
Plus, like you have a really really good relationship with him, so that's a key.
it's awesome. And obviously, a lot of people have been saying, well, he's going to be the runaway winner of the MVP. And then there's a lot of fans, particularly the Mets fans, who are saying, hold on, Francisco Lindor He plays a premium position. He has been the glue of that team. He plays every day, which is all accurate. And people will say, well, Shohei this year, all he's had to do is focus on hitting instead of pitching and hitting. And to that, I would say, how many dudes that are rehabbing from Tommy John surgery or whatever the heck he had are also still playing baseball? Like, if anything, I think it's been a harder year for him in some cases than pitching and hitting. He's had to rehab and hit.
Yeah, and on top of that is coming to a new organization and getting here and just uh, doing this in the form that he's doing it. Remember, we had a lot of injuries throughout the year, so people are thinking about Shohei and they say, oh, I mean, it's easy for him because he's just hitting, and all he have to do is worry about like hitting homers and stolen bases, right? But this team was down without Mookie for almost 6 weeks. Freddie being in and out of the lineup, we all know the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith having been Will Smith the second half of the season. Uh, and a couple of the guys, other than Teo being like really solid in the lineup every single day. Shohei's been the only other guy that plays, I think, majority of the games. I think he has missed one or two early in the year because of like something. He's been there every single day. And I know he's DHing and the only thing that he's doing is getting 5 at-bats a day. But I feel like this guy has been the reason why we're in the first place and we have one of the best records in the league. Yet, up until yesterday was the best record in the whole MLB. And it's because of like Shohei's been there every single day. He was hitting second, now he's moving to the leadoff bat. So that's what he's doing.
All right, more Miggy Rowe coming your way. But first, you know what we all need to get more of in our life? Off our ass. With bold flavors and refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will get you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where you look around and the weather's always perfect. And your friends are ready to hang and a day of epic proportion awaits. Like, who doesn't love getting outside and feeling refreshed? Right? You could be fishing. You could be playing pickup football. You could be tossing the frisbee. You could have a longest throw contest or a longest drive contest if you're into golf. If you got a monitor that can swing outside and you like throwing on your gear, yeah, you could be playing video games. You could do kickball with Kickball Dad if you've gotten him in your cell phone, kind of like I do. You could be playing frisbee golf. You could be doing blitzball, pickleball, whatever it is, something to refresh your life, make you feel great. You know what? The mountain is calling. You should answer. Grab your friends, grab an ice cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and it's pretty simple. Do the do. You know, you mentioned Mookie Betts, and when last we spoke, he was injured. And I remember asking you, well, do you think there's a possibility the team might say, well, we're going to be better off with Miggy Rowe at short and putting Mookie back in right? And this is exactly what happened. How uncomfortable was that for you? Was it?
No, for me, it wasn't uncomfortable. I think I was always ready to play shortstop, and that's what I've been preaching my whole kind of year. Regardless of the decisions that the organization make and whatever they feel like is best for the team at the moment. One of my best kind of tools is being approachable and kind of flexible to do different stuff throughout the year, because at the beginning of the year, it was just me being the utility guy, kind of platooning second base, knowing that I was going to play some short, when Mookie needs a break. I was gonna play some late inning defense, second base or third base, and that playing changed, and that didn't affect me or affect my numbers or whatever. I feel like that's one of the best things that I can like provide to a team, that I'm flexible and I'm able to do a couple of different things in a baseball field. So when the decision of making me the shortstop, that's my dream. My dream is to be the everyday shortstop for a competitor. For a team that is supposed to be the win to win and go to the World Series. And that's why for me it's not hard to kind of like jump on this job that I have right now, playing almost every day at shortstop and be ready for the playoff.
Okay. But I know that you and Mookie got very close. Like you were out there helping him for hours every day. And I imagine that Mookie Betts, to his credit, has not failed at much in this game. He is one of the great, great players. I'm not saying he failed at shortstop, but he didn't do as well as he wanted to. Was that tough on him? Could you see it?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was, but you gotta understand and put everything in perspective. So it's a guy who's been playing his whole career in right field, 5 or 6 Gold Glove, or out there. So you're moving to the infield just because I mean, whatever reason it is, you wanna save the legs from the long run. You're supposed to be playing second base, and then all of a sudden in the middle of spring training they tell you, hey, you're gonna play short every day, and you're gonna be our guy. We're not gonna move you from there. So that creates a little bit more expectations plus preparation plus all the things that he has to do to be really good at that position. He didn't play in the position for more than 4 months. So how are you going to expect him to have like a really good season right away when you haven't really go through the learning phases of playing the position and getting all the reps that you need to get? He was kind of getting ready to play late in the season, these games that really count and really matter because of the division is where we are, and then playing the postseason at the position. I think what the organization did right here was a little bit to protect Mookie as well from all the chaos that it can be late September, early the postseason, and all that when you play in a position that you're not really comfortable on.
Do you think he was disappointed that he got pulled from that role?
No, I don't think so. I think he knows this is what is best for the team right now, and especially we gotta be honest here and clear. The team always being kind of wondering if I was gonna be able to handle the whole kind of book of playing shortstop every day because I'm 35 years old. I've been dealing with some injuries in the last couple of years, and my legs are they're kind of telling them that they have to be careful with the games that I play at short. So if you play me at short every single day and I break, then what's the plan B? But in the other end, if Mook is playing short and something happened or whatever happened, they got me. So I'm kind of the security in this equation, Is putting me ashore is leaving them with a lot of questions or answers to be answered after if something happened to me because we don't have another guy. But if Mook is playing short and I'm behind him, that's a little bit of a better kind of fix if something happened with Mookie. Like, he went down, I can play short. And then that way I feel like that's what they were thinking.
All right, so this is coming out right at the beginning of September. How do you feel?
I feel good. Actually, I went down on the IL with a little arm problem because I went to Miami and I hit with my hitting coach over there for a couple of days, and I used a different one hand bat, and I think I did something to my forearm, even though I didn't know that I was gonna do it. When I came back from the All-Star break, I was throwing and I felt something on my forearm, and I feel like I have to stop because I couldn't throw the ball anymore. And it didn't happen because of like playing or throwing the ball or whatever. It happens just because I use a heavier bat for one hand drills, and I kind of went down on the IL, and that helps me a lot actually because I mean it took me like 10 days to get back on the field, and now I feel I'm ready to go. And Dave Roberts told me yesterday it felt like it looks like I reset after those 10 days down, and I've been doing really good at the plate and controlling my strike zone, controlling the game, and taking advantage of the opportunity.
Good. You guys made a lot of moves at the trade deadline. You had a lot of injuries, and now guys are starting to get healthy, which made for a roster crunch. and you guys had to end up DFA'ing Jason Heyward, who eventually signed with the Houston Astros. How shocked were you that that happened?
Well, when you're inside the clubhouse, you started like hearing rumors, listening to what can happen when these guys are back or whatever. So that I was shocked. Um, I would say no, I wasn't, because I know, the move that an organization have to make, not just for the present, but for the future too, and for the construction of the roster. And I understand a lot of things that I wish I'm not understanding, because I mean, when you create a relationship with like a guy like Jason, and the kind of player that he was for our clubhouse, it's really hard to let him go, and to see him go. It's not an easy one. You never want one of your guys that kind of keep everything together, that support everybody, um, to be positive every single day, and actually to play the role that he's playing for this team. It's really hard to see him go, and especially because the relationship that he got with Freddie, the way that Freddie was gonna feel. But at the end of the day, we're all professionals. We all here for a reason, which is playing baseball. And even though these decisions sometimes are hard for our soul and make us feel kind of sad at the moment, we have to keep going, and we have to keep focusing on what's ahead of us, which is winning the division, playing deep in the postseason, and going to the World Series.
Woo! With the football season kicking off, it's the perfect time to dive into the action with our partners at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet on touchdowns. And right now, all new customers who bet just $5 will instantly win $250 in bonus bets, plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. Now that's something we can all celebrate. That's right, $250 in bonus bets instantly in 1 month of NFL Plus Premium after betting just $5. Stay in on the action and use your $250 in bonus bets at any time to bet touchdowns on DraftKings, which is the place to bet touchdowns. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now, and new customers use the promo code ROSE and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code ROSE only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
With that being said, do you think that front offices, and this isn't just the Dodgers, I'm talking about every front office out there, we are so inundated with stats and numbers, and we look at you guys and we look at OPS plus and, Fangraphs WAR and defensive, whatever metrics you want to look at. That's how most people see you. Do you think that most front offices understand the chemistry aspect of what a guy brings?
Yeah, I definitely think they take that into consideration, because I mean, I'm a reason why I say they really care about that, because when they trade for a guy or they sign a guy on free agency, they do the homework on the makeup, and not everybody is suited to play for the Dodgers. You can be a great player. You can be a great OPS plus, weighted run created plus, or expected slugging. You can be amazing. But if you're not going to fit in this clubhouse with the guys that we already have, and these guys that we already have that are core for this team say, no, we don't want this guy on this team, they pay attention to that. Especially in this organization that I'm playing right now, the Dodgers really care about the personal side. Yeah, you gotta be a great player, and you gotta be one of the best players in the world to play for this organization. But they really care about what you bring to the table. But when it's time to make a decision for like one player to another, you might think about the future a little bit more, and you might think about what you already have in store for the next couple of years contract wise. And that's another thing that you have to put into the kind of the equation, because it's real. It's something that you already committed, and you kind of like have to make sure that you're committing to that payroll and all that.
Got it. Certainly understand. One guy that you are hoping to get back soon, and we're taping this on a Wednesday, and it's Yamamoto's first AAA start tonight. I read a story actually where he was throwing a sim game at Dodger Stadium, and they brought up a kid that was 19 years old. They flew him in from Arizona, where he had been training out there at the Dodgers complex. And his name, I think his name is Jaron Elkins, if I got that right. They flew him out to face Yamamoto in a sim game. And I'm always curious, when you were a kid that was starting out, maybe in the Reds organization or the Dodgers, was there ever a time where you had to face somebody who was like an established big leaguer or somebody who came down on a rehab start and you were like, damn, this is ridiculous. I get to face this guy or something like that?
Yeah, I kind of you can help me with this because you know Cincinnati Reds a lot, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this Reds pitcher that threw a no hitter around 2011,
Homer Bailey.
Homer Bailey. So Homer Bailey was the guy that I have to face when I was in minor league camp in 2012, I think. Right before I came to the Dodgers, or it was 11, right before he threw that no-hitter, he was rehabbing in Arizona before he got back to the big leagues, and I have to face him in a something like that, like they pick a couple of our like minor league hitters, and we have to face Homer Bailey, and his stuff was really, really good. So different than everybody else, in the minors that you face every single day. He knew what he was doing. He can throw fastballs in and fastballs away, sinkers backdoor. You see like front door cutters, and that's the first time that you get to see all that from a guy that he's already established in the big leagues. And then all of a sudden you see him like throwing a no-hitter a couple of days later. It's pretty impressive. For these kids that are getting to see Yamamoto, they're getting the real stuff because they're trying to get back to the big leagues and they're trying to show the organization that they're ready to go. So they're getting the real stuff, and it's a great experience. And like I said, I get to experience before.
So did you get a chance to face Yamamoto in any sort of spring sim game or anything like that?
No, I didn't. I wasn't on the group that he was facing. I was watching it from the side, but it looks electric. It looks like his fastballs blow out of his hand. The way that he wind up, like the special wind up that he have, that is really slow. He kind of puts you to sleep before he throws the ball. I don't know if you feel the same way. He started like dancing a little bit, like doing his little thing, and then he kind of like slowed the hitter down to then exploding with 96. And I remember that last start before he got hurt against the Yankees. It was extra special. It was like the Yamamoto that it was in Japan for the last couple of years, that he was an MVP, best pitcher in the league and all that. I think that's the Yamamoto that we're going to get when we get back, just because he pitched in a really high leverage game in Japan, deep in the postseason, finals. He knows how to pitch in that situation, and hopefully he's healthy. And, I'm counting that we're getting that guy when he's coming back.
Got it. Well, you're going to need him because, listen, your pitching's been banged up all year, and we don't know who's starting when and all sorts of crazy shit. And then, listen, by the time this episode comes out, you will have played your weekend series in Arizona, which I'm sure will have been nuts. The Diamondbacks have been great in the second half in particular. The San Diego Padres have been great. Now, in recent memory, it hasn't been every year, but for the most part, the Dodgers have kind of run away and hid with the division. They just haven't. And then you haven't been ready for the divisional round. Like we saw it last year against Arizona, sweep. We saw it the year before against the Padres. You weren't here, I don't think, for the 4-game series that the Padres won. Is it possible that being pushed from this point forward through the rest of the year will be advantageous for the Dodgers come October?
I would say yes, Chris, because what we're living right now is we're trying to protect our spot against two teams that are playing better than everybody else in the National League. When you see the records and the numbers don't lie. The Diamondbacks and the Padres are the best two teams after the All-Star break, and they barely lose. We have to keep winning if we wanna consider ourselves the best team in the league. We have to win the division, right? And that's the first thing that we want to do here. And that's why the Dodgers and our team are going to take this, and it's just going to help us to accomplish what we want to accomplish later, which is winning games that you have to win. And we've been playing playoff games already. So I feel like whatever happens the rest of the year, we're gonna be in a way better spot to play some postseason games this year, just because we have to play these games that we have to win in middle of August. We're playing games that kind of matters to us a lot because we're watching the other teams win. We need to win as well. So it's not a game right now that we're playing that, oh, okay, we have a 8-game lead, we can lose this one and then we sweep the next guys and we're gonna be back okay, and in check. So it's not like that anymore. We have to win every single game, every single day we go to a ballpark. And that's an extra motivation for us to win every single day.
Let's talk a little bit about a guy that's on the Arizona Diamondbacks, your former minor league roommate, I believe, maybe on the road, whatever. Joc Pederson, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you shocked that he's turned essentially into this hired gun at this point of his career? Like he signs short-term deals, and then everybody loves him, and he mashes. Let me see how many homers he's got in his career. He's got 206 homers now in his career at age 32. Like, does it surprise you he is where he is in his career?
Especially, it's a really high number, especially when you've been playing against almost just against righties your whole career, right? Because he barely faced lefties anymore. And to be like Joc, I think that the key with Joc is his the present, like the present that he is in a clubhouse and in a lineup. He always confident that he wants to be the best hitter in that team. That's what I take from Joc. Joc is a guy who always been confident. He wants to be the best hitter in the team, and I'm happy for him because he keeps like counting on himself and kind of betting on himself every single year. So he go to a different place. It doesn't matter if it's San Francisco, where it's really hard to hit homers, or if Arizona, that is a great ballpark for hitters. Here in LA, where it's like a playoff game every single day, he performs, and counting on Joc in a lineup and seeing it when he was in AA, when he was a 2020 guy in AA, when he used to steal bases as well, or the 30-30. I think he did a 30-30 in AA. I already knew that he got the potential to do everything that he's doing right now. But then doing with the flair that he does it, pearls in the World Series for the Braves, and then now he's wearing yellow all over the place when the team doesn't have any yellow on his uniform. I'm a big fan of Joc, man, and I will be a big fan of Joc forever.
Was he always that way in the minor leagues too?
Not like that. No, he wasn't like that. I think one thing that I remember about Joc, so back in the day, the baseball and routines were a little bit different about hitting, right? So your first round of BP, you have to hit everything the other way. So the organization tells you that you have to do that in the minors. You have to hit everything the other way. Second round, you have to like hit and run, 2 balls, hitting on the ground. 2 getting overs, you have to hit like a ground ball or a ball to the right side of the field. And I remember Joc, he was ahead of the game. He knew where the game was going. Every ball that he have to hit the other way, like everybody trying to hit like a hard ground ball or like a low line drive, he was hitting homers backside the first round. And every hitting coach was telling him, Joc, bro, just hit the ball low, whatever. He didn't care. He hit backside homers. And then the next round, when they say hit and run, he hit a pull side homer. And then another hit and run. Joc hit the ball on the ground, hit it hard on the ground. He hit another homer for his hit and run. So he was always that guy that he knew what he's supposed to be doing with his swing and the way that he hits and his confidence and the way that he don't care about, like the way that the game was playing at that time, and he just want to hit homers.
Who's the funniest guy you've ever played with?
Funniest guy. You know who was really funny? Justin Bour in
Oh
Miami.
God! Yes.
I had a really good time with Justin Bour in Miami. He was He was really fun on the club in the clubhouse on the plane rides, bus rides. It was a great team, man. Him, Marcelo Zuna combination kind of there. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was funny. He was definitely funny. He was a good
Yeah.
one. He was a good one.
Remember that? Remember that home run derby when he was crushing homers and eating donuts in the middle of the thing happening in Miami too. I'm so happy that he had to experience that because he deserves it.
I forgot about that. He was eating it during the home run
Yeah,
derby.
he was eating the donuts because that year he had like 30 something homers that year for us, and every time he hit a homer during the game, so we have the celebration that he was a donut guy. So he loved eating donuts on Sunday mornings, especially, and it was a great scene and great show that they put up that year.
That's amazing. That really is good stuff. I love it. You guys played the Yankees, I think, back in June, but Aaron Judge has just taken it to a different stratosphere. Do you guys watch like his highlights in the? How much are you guys paying attention to what he's doing? Because it's utterly insane what's going on with him.
Yeah, it's really hard to watch, especially uh, guys on the American League and they're in the East. But
Mm-hmm.
it's really hard not to see what Josh is doing, because the way that he controls the strike zone. I understand that Shohei hits a lot of homers and gets more opportunities because he swing and he spend the zone a little bit more. He swing at pitches like down below the zone, high, in. A ball almost hit him yesterday and he got a base hit to right at 95 mile per hour. That's some things that Shohei do that kind of impress you every single day. But when you play against Josh, if you don't throw it inside that little square that you see on TV, he's not swinging. So he's walking a lot. He's hitting for the high average just because he's swinging in pitches in the zone. They're trying to pitch away from. They're trying to stay away from him. Like you see Derek Jeter say, I don't know why people keep pitching to him, and every team say, you know what, we're not trying to pitch to him, but at some point you have to challenge the guy. It's a 2-2 count. I mean, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna walk him? If you get into two strikes, you're gonna throw something that is, it's competitive in the zone. And the guy just hitting homers left and right with two strikes against left-handed pitcher, against right-handed pitcher. It's really impressive to watch because he's controlling the strike zone way too good to be that big and to be a power hitter. So that's what impressed me about Josh because he's a big guy that knows the strike zone and he's not really getting into a panic mode when he's hitting. He say, okay, you're gonna walk me, I take it, but I'm ready. If you're gonna throw a strike, I'm ready to hit you.
We'll see if that sort of discipline continues when they play meaningful baseball in October as well. That's the because he's been good in the playoffs. He just hasn't been Aaron Judge. So I think
Right.
that'll be the fascinating storyline to follow there. Also, since we last spoke, you were involved in a very odd play on a bunt play, I believe it was, at third base where you got called for interference even though you were moving on the play. So take us through this and why. I forget who was the umpire there. That's my fault for not remembering who it
No,
was.
I know, and I'm gonna remember you. And this name have to be known. Hunter Windelstadt.
Yeah.
That guy made a call right there. And I'm extremely mad just because the rule is in place, and we all understand that the rule is to protect players. But you have to have a little bit of a feeling when the plays happen in developing. You gotta see that I'm not having any bad intentions to hurt the guy, or blocking the back so he can get hurt, or blocking the back for me to get an out in a really good, really important part of the game. So that's what kind of makes me mad. He can make the call because he's not perfect. He's human. Everybody can commit mistakes and everything. But the way that he approached me after and say that I wasn't the one who agreed to this rule. You guys were the ones who agreed to the rule when MLB talk to you guys and the Players Association, and you guys say yes to the rule. I say, hold on. You don't even know what the players think about this F rule, because we've been the ones putting in the spot every single year, changing rules, have to adjust to this, have to adjust to that. This rule is in place. We're gonna make the bases bigger. We're gonna do the clock, and we're not gonna just put 20 seconds. We're gonna put 18 now, and now 15 now. So for him to say that is what kind of makes me really mad.
I get it, dude. And on top of that, I don't think it was a great call, period. Like, you were on the move. I understand the spirit of the rule. Like, when shortstops used to drop their knee down to prevent a guy from sliding headfirst into second. Like, I always wondered about that. Like, for years, you can't block the plate, but you can't, that's fine. But you were literally on the move. So how were you supposed to know where your feet were in relation to third base? Am I reading that wrong?
Yeah, no, you're completely right. And then you can see that like I'm straddling the back. Actually, my foot never hit the back. So my left foot kind of like is away from the back. I'm kind of trying to get away from him. I'm just trying to make a tag, and I think I couldn't do anything else. That's an out, and it shouldn't be a rule, whatever instruction. He was the one who hit me, like on his way to third base. Like I wasn't trying to create any contact. I was just trying to make the tag and get out of the way. And he was the one that kind of slid into my foot. So I think he was the one who was trying to create the contact. I don't know. Anyhow, he got the call, and it made us lose the game because that was a big play on the game, and the momentum shift on their side, and they scored a couple runs there, and it was late in the game too.
You didn't get fined for that, did you, or anything?
No, but I got an error.
They gave you an error?
They give me an error because of that. And I take pride on my
yes,
defense.
You do.
And the way that I play defense, and getting an error for that, I don't think that should be considered an error. But I guess they have to put it as an error when that play happened.
It's not an error. It's not an error.
And
Bobbling a ball's an error.
And it's not an interference either, right?
Jeez, oh man.
But we have to just live by their rules.
All right. You okay? Where are you going? Where are you going?
Yeah, I was moving because I'm charging my iPad a little bit more.
Okay. All right, good. Why, you been watching good stuff? Have you been watching a streaming show? You been streaming anything good?
Not really. I'm big into watching the podcast. Do you see Cristiano Ronaldo's YouTube channel?
Whose?
Cristiano Ronaldo, the soccer player.
Yeah. What about him? He's got his YouTube channel.
Yeah, he got a YouTube channel now, and he got like 30 million subscribers.
Of course he does.
In less than 2 days.
Yeah, that actually sounds low to me for him. It'll be seriously, it'll be up to 100 million in no time. Yeah, I'm too busy watching all my Mr. Beast stuff. And,
Yeah, no, I'm watching YouTubers because Aaron, my son, he's been watching. It's been on YouTube a lot, and I think that's my favorite platform right now is YouTube. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and and reels and all that.
Well, you want to know what I'm doing? This is the day I think actually this episode is coming out on Labor Day in Las Vegas. I am working for Netflix. I am hosting the called Unfinished Beef. It's the hot dog eating contest between Kobayashi and Joey Chestnut.
Wow, and you're going to be hosting that, huh?
Yeah, so it's 10 minutes of them, one-on-one, winner takes all. Somebody's going to walk away with the championship belt and some nice cash as well, and bragging rights forever. You ever? Yeah.
Probably a stomachache.
Oh, yeah, well, I guess so. I mean, Joey Chestnut down 76 hot dogs in a 10-minute span in 2001. 76.
That's crazy. We did the wing competition, the eating wing competition.
Oh, yeah, right. I remember that.
So, I think we talk about this in Hero. put down 69 wings in 40 minutes. Imagine hot dogs, 70 something hot dogs in 10 minutes. You said,
Yeah,
wow, that's insane.
like that's the thought of it is incredible. Yeah, I can't wait to
Yes.
see this. It's gonna be a fun thing. Last thing, Little League World Series. I think we've talked about it before, but the other day the team from Florida came from behind, beat Chinese Taipei on a kind of a missed bunt opportunity, and
Hmm.
kid from Chinese Taipei throws the ball down the line, the whole bit. And you see the kids from Florida loving life, feeling great, and these poor kids from Chinese Taipei that are 11 and 12 years old, tears are streaming down their faces. As a guy who grew up in Venezuela, wanting to dream to become a baseball player, knows the pressure of what it feels like to, try and be great at a young age, but also the father of two kids. Are you good with all the coverage that this stuff gets, or does it break your heart when you see shots like that?
No, I think it's good. I think competition and these guys competing at the highest level already of their age. They're playing against really good, prepared kids, and they're coming from like really long ways to be in this competition and trying to win it. And I remember when I was that age, everything that happens to me, I wanted to cry or I wanted to smile. So it was like really a really cluster of emotions, and you can really tell them not to be like involved with what they're doing because they really care about what they're doing, and they think they fail, and it was a disappointment for everybody, and that's why they're crying. And I mean, I think it's actually nice to see the emotions and to see how a sport like baseball can actually create all those emotions while like the other team is celebrating, the other kids are crying, and I feel like all the emotions that a baseball game kind of creates is what is really special. And I think we all been there, when we were kids, and you make an error and you don't catch a ball or you strike out. The first thing that you want to do is cry because I mean that's a feeling that you get. And you up until this point, you can ask a lot of baseball players. Sometimes you got a really tough day at the plate, and you go to the plate 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts, and you go to the plate thinking, okay, all I want to do right here is put the ball in play. You know, I don't want to go down again. And then you strike out again, and the first feeling you get is you want to cry, even though you're like 30 in your mid 30s. But you control yourself because you already know how to do it, and you've been through the same kind of emotions every single day, and you're just not gonna be crying. But how you gonna ask a kid that he's 11 years old not to cry when they just lost the best game and the most important game that they have on their life already?
So you've had times where you've maybe made an error in the field and you've wanted to cry.
I lost sleep over an error, over a game that we lose. I don't sleep for like maybe until like 5 or 6 a.m. in the morning the next day because I keep thinking about the same play or the same game that we lost because of a call like the umpire. That's what people sometimes don't understand. We all suffer the consequences of what happened on that game, and probably you're not gonna cry. Like I say, it's not getting to a point where it make me cry, like maybe losing a World Series or something like that. But a play kind of take I I get sensitive and I don't sleep well that night because of a play or because of like losing a game. And I'm pretty sure the umpire kind of goes and sleep well the whole night.
So you saying that play we showed earlier against the Phillies that you didn't sleep well that night?
I didn't sleep well that night, and it was really hard. It was really hard for me to go to sleep, and I lost sleep over that play. So that's how much I care about, the winning or losing the game. And a play like that should not be taking sleep away from me just because of. But that's the emotions that we talk about.
Here's to many more happy, sleepy nights coming up.
Yeah, you sleep well when you win the game, and regardless of what happened, you end up like on top. And but you ask a lot of baseball players, hey, this should be a question that you should be asking all the hosts in the episodes that you have coming. If you ever lose sleep over a play or over a game that you win or lose.
Well, it doesn't surprise me. I know that Millar used to tell me when they were, you're on a 10-day road trip and you're 1 for 19, that it's 3 a.m. and you're standing there, you put a pizza box down as home plate and you're standing there in your underwear trying to figure out what's wrong with your swing. He said every major leaguer has done it.
Yeah, and we all lose sleep over little things like losing or winning a game when we know we have another 161 to play.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, man. It's good catching up. I always appreciate your time. You know that. Stay healthy, first and foremost. Best to your family. I know they're getting back into the schooling world down there in Florida. And go have fun the last 4 weeks of the regular season. Oh, I do have one last thing to tell you. Oh.
Yeah, what do you got?
So,
it's about shoes?
No. Although my shoe game has been very, very good lately. I'm just going to tell you.
Yeah,
I feel crisp about that.
I'm proud of it. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. Made a lot of headway here, courtesy of you. Plouffe and I, we do our daily baseball show, Baseball Today, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so we said by September 15th, one of the questions was, do you think the Dodgers' lead in the West will be more or less than 3.5 games? And he said, it'll definitely be more. And I said, you know what? I think that Arizona and San Diego are for real. And I said, it doesn't have anything to do with the Dodgers. I think they're really good teams. So we made a bet that on September 15th, that if your lead is 3.5 games or less, that Plouffe has to do the show shirtless. And if it's more than 3.5 games, if it's 4 games or higher, that I have to do the show shirtless. What do you think that means for the rest of the world, Miggy?
It means that they about to watch your shirtless throughout the whole show. So hopefully I can watch that too, and I will be commenting on the comment size on that show because we're gonna have a bigger lead than 4 games.
Okay.
Coming September 15th. It's a great series coming up against the Diamondbacks. You say that this show is gonna air after that series?
Oh no, it's
or
after.
Maybe
no, it's September. Probably I think September 16th is a Monday. I want to say so. That's the
right.
show.
But what I mean is we have a big series coming up against the Diamondbacks, who are just 3 games back, and the Padres are three games back as of now. So, but we got a 4-game series in Arizona, so which is gonna be really excited, and it's gonna determine where we're going for sure.
So basically, what you're saying is you're doing everything in your power to see a shirtless Chris Rose in the middle of September.
And Trevor Plouffe, I'm doing it for you, babe. Let's go.
I don't know if it's great for the rest of the world, but it would be great for you too.
It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be most television watch.
Oh boy. I might have to start getting back in shape. I don't think I have enough time.
Let's do it.
It's kind of a lost cause. All right, for our amazing producer, Robbie Scirocco, and Dodgers starting shortstop, Miguel Rojas, I am Chris Rose. We will see you next time here on the Chris Rose Rotation, a production of John Boy Media.